End of the week, boys and girls. Not that it was a great week anyway, but we got through it, I guess. And shout out to my sponsors at Fusebox and Grindhouse Releasing for all their help. And this is going to be a different one. From 1970, Cotton Comes to Harlem. And if you didn't see this movie, you might think that Cotton is a person or something like that. But no, it's not the case. Cotton is simply a bale of cotton that winds up in Harlem. Starts off with, let's see, who was in this movie? Ed Gravedigger Jones, played by Godfrey Cambridge. No, actually, Coffin Ed Johnson is played by Raven St. Jacques, and Gravedigger Jones is played by Godfrey Cambridge. Two actors you wouldn't expect to find in a blaxploitation film, but I don't really consider this a blaxploitation film for the simple reason that it's not exploitive at all. It's a mixed cast. I mean, you have Raymond St. Jacques, you have Godfrey Cambridge, you have the scenery-chewing Red Fox as Uncle Bud, a junk man. You have Judy Pace, who could make a stone sweat. On the Law and Order side, you have the captain, played by John Anderson, and you have the lieutenant, played by Eugene Roach. And you have a few characters sprinkled in as junkies and pimps and shit like that. But hey, it was Harlem, it was filmed. But, like I said, this ain't exploitive. This is actually a really pretty good heist crime type movie, because it opens up with the two detectives riding herd on this Reverend O'Malley, played by Calvin Lockhart, as a sleazeball. And he's doing this rally to collect money to send people back to Africa, because they're all leaving for Africa on this big boat. And it's $100 a ticket. Well, they get about $87,000 in when there's a robbery, a shootout, a couple people die, and there's a police chase. And there's a bale of cotton involved. And it seems like the robbers hid the $87,000 in this bale of cotton, which falls off in the middle of Harlem. And Junkman Uncle Bud finds it and brings it over to this junkyard run by Lou Jacoby, and they argue on a price, and they finally arrive at $25. So, the Reverend finds out, after having a little problem with his girl Iris, played by the delectable Judy Pace, who gets naked a lot and torments a white cop, they find out that they have a big shootout in the junkyard between these mob guys and the Reverend O'Malley's men. And Lou Jacoby can't figure out why they're shooting out in the junkyard until Coffin asks, where's the bale of cotton? And he goes, well, Uncle Bud came back and bought it for $30. So they go to Uncle Bud's residence, which is on a waterfront somewhere, and they find blood and no bale of cotton, figuring that now Uncle Bud's at the bottom of the fucking river and the cotton is stolen. Well, we go round and round and round here because Lockhart, O'Malley, keeps getting himself out of jail. He has protesters. There's a couple of good car chases. And like I said, some really decent acting. And it winds up that the bale of cotton winds up at the Apollo Theater for a performance, like sort of striptease, and I don't know who the lady is, but she's kind of hot. And O'Malley's sitting in the audience watching this stuff, and basically they pull the cotton off and they go through it, and they're not finding any money for some reason. And O'Malley goes on stage and gets really bad and basically bitch slaps a bunch of little kids, and the cops are about to arrest him when Gravedigger says, no, let him keep on going, he's hanging himself, which he does because the whole congregation walks out. So Iris is in jail because basically she got in a fight in the apartment and she clocked another woman and killed her, but blamed it on O'Malley, who threw it back on her. So the guys are about ready to leave when they find this postcard and this picture in it, and the picture is Uncle Bud in Africa surrounded by topless women, saying that he's trying to rebuild the country. So basically, sly old Red Fox took off with the $87,000. And who replaced the $87,000? Well, there was a couple things going on that I neglected to talk about. One, O'Malley has a partner, a white trash partner named Calhoun, played by J.D. Cannon, who was supposed to split the money with him. It doesn't happen. The other thing is, there's a mob boss that has a little control of something in Harlem, and Coffin and Gravedigger come to him and say, well, basically, if you want to keep control of what you got instead of losing it, we need $87,000, which they somehow get back into that bale of cotton, because prior to that they made a promise to the citizens of Harlem, the poor people that got ripped off, that they will get the money back. And there's some, like I said, this is a really good movie. This really, to me, doesn't fall into blaxploitation at all. One of the detectives says that basically, it's bad enough when the white people rip us off, but when a black person rips off a black person, that's pretty bad. And this ain't the first time Lockhart has played a scumbag in a movie. I think he was in Coffee, too, he played a scumbag. But the whole thing just comes together so well, and it's such a good, entertaining flick. And like I said, it doesn't fall into, the blaxploitation mode. There's not too much use of the N-word. There's not too much use of cursing. It's a pretty straightforward heist detective movie that really works on a lot of levels. And like I said, it's just one of those films that doesn't get a lot of attention because it doesn't have people like Jim Brown or Fred Williamson or any of these big guys in it. But Raymond St. Jacques and Godfrey Cambridge were great actors in their own right, way before blaxploitation ever came to fruition. And they were both doing well and continue to do well after that phenomenon. So that's our show for the day. Definitely check out Cotton Comes to Harlem. And I just fell in love with Judy Pace. My God, what a body that chick had. So I know, I'm a fucking whatever. But anyway, enjoy the weekend. Above all, stay safe. Try to stay out of trouble. Try not to get heat stroke or whatever. And we'll be back Monday, so we'll catch you on the flip side. So again, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in.